What's up, guys? Today I am starting work on one of my first commissioned builds, being the Clemson Bricks and Minifig store. I've already designed the whole thing on Bricklink Studios, and now it's time to finally put this thing together. Let's go. So I've already laid down some of the tiles, as you can see here, and then I also went ahead and did the sidewalk and laid out all of the windows out front. Here you can see me placing in the first wall of the build, if you don't count the front wall windows, and then I'm putting together the other wall. Now, there is a lot of pieces going into this build, but I am super excited to see how this thing turns out in the end. So I constructed this frame for the back wall, and then I'm placing in these subsection or mini builds of the shelving system. This was a little tricky to figure out, but it ended up being simple, being better, using some 1x2 plates to jut out for holding up the shelves themselves. The back alley was pretty fun to put together. I built some dumpsters to go back here and then did some ground detail work similar to the Avengers Tower and the Daily Bugle set. I also added 2 brick walls so I can add the blue wall on the inside as well as the tan wall on the outside. Now I'm going to be installing some of the interior walls. First we got this yellow one and I added some snot bricks to be able to add some details later. Now we got this blue one and I'm adding some tiles to represent some various Lego art that's hanging on the walls in the store. Now that we got all the walls in place, I connected them all using some dark gray tiles, just like modular buildings would, to let the roof sit in nicely. And so far, I think this build is turning out really good. So the next step is to start adding shelving, and I'm using these 1x8, I believe there are maybe 1x10 tiles as the shelves, and then I'm using these snot bricks that I've cleverly placed behind the tiles to be able to attach all sorts of various colors of tiles to represent Lego sets on the walls. I also built this little folding table to go in this back corner. It's where they have some of their built sets on display and available for sale, and Baradur is one of the sets I decided to represent in microscale there. I also added some more microscale sets, some modular buildings you might recognize like the bookshop and the boutique hotel on this back used sets area. And then I added a bunch of the bulk tables scattered throughout this build and added all the windows in and the doorknobs. I decided to go ahead and finish up the outside details with the lamppost and the front pillars, and then I built the roof off camera, and now this whole thing is complete and ready to show off. So now that we've taken a quick look at the outside, now let's take a look at the interior. So the roof pops off fairly easily. It's connected by a couple of jumpers around the main roof line, and then to help it sit in even more snug, I'm using some 1x2x2 or something like that, these L plates, and they're really useful for allowing it to sit in flush. Heading into the front doors of this Lego version of the store. The doors, in fact, do open. It is the standard Lego door element, and I like how it's flush to the ground thanks to some tiles. I think that turned out really nicely. Once you head inside, you can see there's some bulk tables in the center area, and then over to the left, we even have a microscale version of my Tillman Hall mock, which is currently on display at the Clemson Bricks and Minifig store. Over here we have the party room, and in the party room there's not much on the walls right now, but there is the bulk tables lining the walls. And then heading back into this area, this is where they have some sealed sets for sale, both some sealed retired and current on market sets. And then I built these two smaller shelving units to house some more store displays and sets available for purchase. And I think that was a really fun challenge to get them turned at that nice angle thanks to some jumper plates. In this back corner, we have that folding table I was showing earlier with some built sets on it, including Barad-dûr, which I had a fun time designing, and then two movie posters of Lego movies on the wall. Going over to the trade counter, we have some various built sets on the shelf, including Cloud City, which the store had in at one point. And then we also have the bookshop modular building, as well as the boutique hotel, and various other sets represented in micro scale. Over here, we have the Lego Star Wars section with some sets in micro scale on the shelves in the back. In the top left corner, you can see we have some of the helmets, and then we also have the UCS Snowspeeder, as well as the UCS Y-Wing, and the Playscale Razor Crest all on the shelf. These various cases you can see lining this area. I'm using some clear elements so you can see inside, and then some multicolor studs to represent minifigures on plates that they have available for sale. I think this is something that's in all Bricks and Minifigs, having those plates, so I really want to capture that. Next, I'm going to go ahead and pop on the roof, which is very easy. I was showing it earlier. It's attached thanks to some jumpers on the top, as well as those L plates to really help it sit in nice and flush. The last thing I think we need to do is take it over to the Clemson Bricks and Minifigs store, where the owner, Nick, is waiting. He's the one who commissioned me to do this Lego version of his store in modular building style. So let's do that right now. Well, guys, we are here, so let's go ahead and take it inside.
Wait, like up front, like this?
Yeah, side down.
That is amazing.
Well, I'm really glad he liked it, and it's now on display here at the Clemson Bricks and Minifig store. I used some clear pieces, kind of have it hinged open so you can actually see into the store, and it's on display over here with Bricker Build's Charizard and my custom Tillman Hall. If you guys want me to do a commission build for one of you guys, you have something you want built out of Legos, make sure you check out my website, brickcountrycrew.com, for all that information, and I'll see you guys later.